Hello everyone, hope you are doing great. Before trying to deliver you one of the most beautiful concepts, let me try to put you in a pondering state. If someone asks you to predict about the things, like whether it's gonna rain today or no, whether you're gonna get married this year, next year or never, whether the team India is gonna win the match today or no, in all such conditions, you try to predict in a way that it turns out to be true, so that the person start considering you God. So the same thought process evolved way back, and the people started to ponder on these things, and they bought a beautiful concept called probability. So what is probability? Probability is an event, it is an outcome that is likely to appear, a prediction that is likely to happen. So, how do we do that? Then they have performed an experimental method. Let us take a dice which are having 6 sides, 1 to 6, a fair dice, not a shole one. Okay, so you know the possible outcomes on that dice can be either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Okay, so the sample space is what? It is the total number of outcomes that can be expected from an event. So for example, for a dice which we have taken, the total number of conditions or the total number of outcomes that appear to be 6. And if I ask you the next question, what is the possibility of appearing number 4 by a single event? So in that case, that single event, we call it as a trial. And the probability of getting 4 number is 1 by 6. Why 1 by 6? Because the trial performed is 1 and the possibility of number appearing 4 on a dice is also 1. And total number of the conditions that can appear on a dice is 6. So, the probability of appearing number 4 is 1 by 6. And what is the range of the probability? The range of the probability will be always between 0 and 1. How? Let us again go back to the same example. So, if I ask you what is the probability of number appearing 2, then you will say same, 1 by 6. And what is the probability of appearing 2 and 4? It's impossible, right? 2 and 4 cannot appear simultaneously at the same time. So we say the probability of appearing 2 and 4 is 0. And the next question would be, what is the probability of appearing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6? Then in that case the probability would be 1 because either of 1 should exist. So the range of the probability will be ranging between 0 and 1. And the more number of times we perform an experiment, the more number of times we reach to the right prediction. So that is what happened. They started with a coin, single coin they tossed, and the chances are 1 by 2, 1 by 2. And what if the same experiment they perform for 10 times? For 100 times, for 1000 times, for 10,000 times, for millions, for trillions. The people observe that as the number of times we increase the event, there is fair chance that we get the right probability. So, this is the one method, an experimental method. So later on, there are experiments which we cannot perform, right? Like space launch, like building bridge, we cannot experiment and we cannot destroy and again reconstruct, right? There we need some other method. That led to a theoretical method. What is theoretical method? We will try to predict, we will try to bring out the probability by using a theoretical approach. And how can you say that the probability that we get by theoretical method is equal to that of experimental method or near to that of experimental method? Some time before I said you, the more number of times we perform an experiment, the better we get a result. Same rule applies here. By calculating the theoretical method, we try to take number of times experiment performed is what. So let us try to understand theoretical method by example. Hope you will be more clearer when I take an example and try to explain you. As I said you, in theoretical method we do not perform an experiment. Here we use the knowledge behind an experiment. So the probability calculated here is the count of a favorable outcome divided by the total number of possible outcomes. For example, let us take what is the probability that an odd number appears on a dais, a single dais. In that case, what are the odd numbers possible? Either it's 1, 3 or 5. So the favorable conditions to appear odd number is 3, and what is the total sample space? It is again 6. So the probability of odd number appearing is 1 by 2. So this is how we calculate by using theoretical method. Thank you.